Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon. I see a file. Just give me a minute, I'll download it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So, hello.
Yes, tell me.
So, actually, the problem is I ended up with a big N gone at the side,
Hmm.
and so I'm not able to like create it as a polygon so that it looks good.
Okay.
Like
So,
basically, I tried the loft as well, but the shape was getting distorted. So
hmm.
I thought of taking the line as a spline, and
Hmm.
I created an outline, and
Yeah.
then I went to right click, editable right click, then convert to editable spline,
Hmm.
and then I used the option in modifier as extrude, and then I extruded it.
Yeah.
So it came like this.
Yeah, it will come like this. So,
Yes.
usually for this kind of stuff, what we do, we don't use spline modeling. We use box modeling. So, like suppose you have this.
Okay.
So let's delete the base part, front view. So what we do is like because this like the volume, the bottle is
Yes.
like kind of rectangular in shape, but it's bit rounded at the corners, right? It's not
Yes.
rectangular in shape perfectly. So what we do
Yes.
is we'll go to this shape, get a plane thickness, top view, placement. Let's keep it here, front. So now we have the basic structure, and we'll add a couple of in between loops. One, this one is fine, and side there's no loops. So side also, if I want, I can add one or two loops. Reason, the this thickness needs to be smooth and soft, the corner. So let's go to
Okay.
front, and now I can just
Sir, one more doubt actually. So one doubt actually, like in the hand pump thing, you showed like, sir, when we are selecting the vertices and we are straightening it using the scaling tool
yes,
in the y direction, so it's becoming like a square shape.
yes.
The circle is becoming the square shape. So, sir, actually, what I tried over here is I first, like when I was extruding it and I was trying to make a circle.
Hmm.
So, actually, the point is I took a circle as a spline and
Okay.
I wanted to dig a hole at the neck of the bottle so
Okay.
that I get a hole. But I used the Boolean option also, but that spline was not working as Boolean. I don't know why.
No,
So I
spline
put the
won't work as Boolean.
okay, okay,
Because for boolean you need polygons and spline is a line, so you
okay,
cannot boolean it. If you convert the
okay,
line into polygon, like if you switch on that rendering and convert that into a polygon, then you can boolean it, otherwise you cannot.
okay, okay.
That is the reason. So
Yeah.
to create this, I can use a box, I can use cylinder, and make it like squeeze it and then convert this thing. So easiest way is alt text. If you select any object, press alt text, it will become translucent in nature. So now it's translucent.
Okay,
I
sir.
have a vertex mode, and I'll check. Okay, this is like all corner. I have to snap front view. Forget about all this thing. Because I have very limited polygons, that's why those distortion will be there. Uh, dis- Distortion, those angle issue will be there. I have to add in between loops and fix it. So as of now, when you start modeling, especially this kind of stuff, try to keep your polygons as low as possible.
Okay, sir.
Then, as you can see, I'm not moving the center part, I'm just moving rest of the things. And this part for this bottle, this neck, it's more of a round circular shape, right? So with the box, I cannot do it. So I'll just push it here, this section, and later I'll add in between loops and then create those volume. Now, you can see it's very low poly. So I'll just go to my edge mode, select them, and then connect it. Connect. I got this connect. So whenever you create this thing from front view, try to keep your loops edges as straight as possible. Then move it out, move it out. Like similar manner, I can add here also like more polygons wherever I need. I'm trying to keep everything straight as much as possible. All these things also I'll fix. This section area also I need a lot of polygons. So here, so instead of connect, this time what I'll do is I'll go to Swift loop. So this this like exterior part is this is circular shape. For interior, I need a one loop here to hold this shape. One more and one more, one more. A couple of loops are required. So one by one, now I'll select this, push it inside, or I can keep it slightly somewhere here. If you select this yellow, it will move in Y and X direction, not in Z direction. I need one more like here. I'll add those things later. So these are like you can see, it became angular. So I can just move it slightly up and push it inside. Push this also inside. One by one. These two are perfectly straight now. Now this one. So basic shape almost there. Still, I need a couple of loops here. So you matched all the shape almost as much as possible. Let's add one more loop. You see the most of the areas become quite smooth and basic shape. But if you go to perspective mode, you can see it's a rectangular shape. So bottle is not rectangular in nature. So what I have to do is this time go to front and double click, select this edge, front again, and push it inside. Now it will become little soft at the edges. Similarly, this one, again front. The middle part I'm keeping it because to retain the shape. So if you Alt X again, and you can see now the corners are not that edgy. It's become little rounded in nature, slightly rounded. And the bottle, this shape, you see it's flat. The bottle, the base, it's little rounded. So what I'll do is I can work on only one section and another section. Like I can work on the front side, back side, I can symmetry it. Or if I want, I can select both the side and scale it. That also works. Select like this, scale, Y, scale, Y direction. So now it's not like rectangular square anymore. I need in between loops, Alt X, and this part should be circular in shape. So to create this, and like I still need to add more like in between loops, lines and all to make it really smooth and clean. So first thing, what I'll do, I'll just to create this shape, I'll go to perspective mode, and I can see this part is not rounded. So select all the alternative and scale it outside. So you can now can see it looks more of a little rectangular in nature. Slightly push it outside. More because circular, looks like circular shape. Very low poly circular shape, but it's like circular shape. Now I'll delete. So initially, while creating model, like especially blocking out, when we're blocking out, try to keep as low as possible so that we can create all this thing very easily. So technically, these lines are not curved; they are circular, but they're straight. So if I correct it here, then it's going slightly inside. Shift, scale. Now scale it down slightly again, shift and scale. So I feel this is like way too broad. Scale it down overall, match with the size, border. Cap. Now if you go to perspective and then cap this section, all text. So I can see the basic volume is almost there, but it's not perfect yet. But right now you can see from side, if you see it's little bit wide, but the base, I as far as I remember, this Colleen bottle is base is little wider as compared to the neck part. So I'll go to edge, double click, select everything. Alt X is fine, then press Alt and deselect. Then I can go to top view, scale in Y. So the base will become little wider, and this shape you see it's creating a dent. So now go to left view. We have left view. I can select these two and push it outside. I can do it like this, or if I want, I can select the entire thing or scale also. I can do that also because everything should be smooth. And this, okay, that section. So so I feel All this part also I need to scale slightly to balance it out. Try to keep the distance even throughout. G, P, perspective, Alt X, and let's see. It's almost, you see, it's not rectangular anymore. It's more of a rounded shape. Now, this base part, like in this photo, this is not an orthographic view. Front is an orthographic view. In front part, it looks little angled and little curved. But if you see any bottle from the front view, this base is supposed to be perfectly straight. Otherwise it won't stand. It cannot like keep it like this. And this base, yes, the blending can be smooth. It can be softly become straight. That we can do. So now let's add those details. And you can see we have chamfer. Click on this and chamfer it. But still you can see I can see the corner G to get rid of that thing like grid lines. You can add one or two. Can make it really sharp. You can make it really smooth. It should be smooth transition. Front view. Now you can see it got this front smooth angle. Similarly, this should be straight. Now, your basic structure almost ready. So, like there are two ways. Like suppose you are doing it for production, because like production, I means movies or movies or cinema or TV series or all those animation. If suppose you're creating it for those things, in that case you don't have to like optimize the model or reduce the poly count. So like this is like decent polygon. I can make it even a bit like extra. I can add even more loops here. So now what I'll do here is polygon. If I want, I can collapse this, or I can use a cut tool to connect with the top view.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in Engon, can we use connect?
Ngon, yes, of course. Like connect also, if you want to use and connect, you can use it. Select this one and this one and connect it. It will work, but it will work irrespective if there is nothing in between. If now I select this one and this one, it will work perfectly. But if I select this one and this one, it won't connect. For this, you have to cut it. So I'll select this. I'll use a cut. Keeping everything quad. So you can see all surfaces are quad. So basic quads are ready, but your shape, you can see it's like it's very angular, very edgy. It's not smooth. So and plus the front, there's some shape is there. So what I'll do is try to create these creases. I have to create in my model. So now I'll select edge mode, vertex mode, and I'll see wherever it is. I'll pull it down. Basically, select this, and this. All of them you can select together and move down. So it will match with this angle. And moving it down. Now here I can see there is a slight depth here, right? Slight depth. That depth I need to create, or I want to create. So how I'll do it? And this is we have to create manually. This cannot be automated. So let's go to use cut tool again. Alt X. I can see everything. Front. Alt X. Let me identify a second and fourth. Okay. Start here and click here. Create this triangle and connected, done. Similarly, so I'm creating this triangle to create this depth or this gap. Now front again, edge mode. So now you can see there is this little depth. Align it nicely. Basic structure and volume, everything is almost ready. Now I just have to match it properly and create those detail. Now my plan is, the basic structure is ready. I'll select polygon, oh sorry, element, select the entire element and apply auto smooth. So all those 90-degree angle will get a separate smoothing group automatically. Smoothing group, like, okay, this I haven't explained. Yes, I completely forgot. Let's undo it. So smoothing group, like suppose you have a smooth, you can define surface with the help of smoothing group. If I want to change it, let's see, I select the entire bottle, and if I press one smoothing group, the entire model will become really smooth. Okay, I'll just isolate this. Irrespective of the shape, cut, volume, bend, everything is smooth and soft. But if I want to separate the cut or volume, like suppose this surface and this surface should be different. So what I'll do, to separate, select all the angles. It can be this angle also, and the top part, this. So I select all the similar surface angle and then click on a separate smoothing group. Switch off your one, switch on your two. Now deselect and F4. Now you can see the clear separation. So two smoothing group, you can separate the surface, and this is like usually most of the time if you select element and click on clear all and auto smooth, it will automatically generate those surface based on the angle of the polygon. It separate the mesh smooth, so you can see it very clearly. There is a surface difference. So now what I'll do is I'll go switch on my edge, polygon mode, deselect, and these triangles I have to select, and separate the smoothing group so that I can see it. You can see from distance also, I can see it very clearly. That angle information is clearly visible now. Now, still my model is really low poly. It's not very smooth and not very rounded. So what I'll do is I'll apply a turbo smooth on this. Turbo smooth, but with turbo smooth, you can see everything become round. Right, everything become round. All the edges, all those cuts and a groove, everything become very smooth and round. But I don't want it. I want to retain those angles. So what I'll do, there is something called smoothing group. I'll switch it on. So it will retain those smoothing group. You can see, and iteration I can switch it on one or two. You can see it's creating all these angles. So that means there is a hard edge. There is this like a smoothing group difference. That's why it's creating this kind of triangular shape. So I have to fix that. Polygon, polygon, front. So I have to make sure, except all these like angles, rest everything is sharing same polygon. At least these kind of surfaces. So if I come, I can see there's so many polygroups. So I'll just clear and apply one. So rest everything has become one. And if I apply turbo now, so you can see the top part, the polygroup is changed. Still, I have to fix it. So I can go back to my polygon mode, but it's showing me the output of smoothing. So what I can do is I can this is I can activate or deactivate this section and see, and then select my low poly and change this to 2 and go back turbo. So now you can see it holds that shape. Similarly, this part also should have separate smoothing group. Go back, see, we retain this surface very easily. Front. Now I can see this angle become a problem, right? This angle become a problem. This angle is not supposed to be like this. It should be smooth, but with separate shading. So I'll apply a edit poly again. Edge mode, select that and make it smooth.
Sir, one question. So why are we not using the previous edit poly?
Because previous edit poly don't have those in between loops. After applying turbo smooth, we got this in between loops, right? So we are modifying
Yes, sir.
those loops. Those after getting those started, applying the turbo smooth, we are modifying those loops, not the
Okay.
base loops. That's why.
Okay. Okay.
So now I'll stop this and F4. So now I can see, I clearly should see these cuts and all the sides, all the angles, everywhere you can see. It's a
So
smooth.
what is the function of smoothing groups actually?
It basically separate two surface for shading wise. Suppose you have a plane and you have a one like suppose you have how to explain, like two surfaces, like two different angles. Like for this edge I need to have a like clear visible edge, right, for this surface. So if I separate the smoothing group, it will create separate different, like a reflection or highlight, or you can call shadow and all. It will create this create it separately. It will react differently basically. So it will
Okay.
separate the surface very easily. So basic shape, you can see it looks smooth, clean, and only thing I feel, top view. Okay, top view it looks little less rounded. Pivot point, send it to the object, and come back here, edit poly, and make it slightly more rounded. And still I can see all this faceted angular shape. So now what I can do, I can apply one more turbo smooth. This is what I'm showing is like for production, this is how we create. So you can see if I apply this production, this smoothing group, it's again changing my shape. So what I'll do, I'll delete this, I'll go back to this turbo and increase the iteration. So I'll get more polygons in between. So it will hold my shape very nicely. You can see again, it created the same thing, same effect, because I came back here. Now if I go back to edit poly, see, it's not modified properly. So what I have to do is I have to fix this thing. I'll delete this front and I have to fix this one. I have to apply edit poly. Now like okay, like this is what I'm showing is this is a production modeling process. Like this is how you create it in cinemas, movies, and all. This is how you create a model. It's always a really high poly dense model with proper detailing. All the detail and everything is already there. Select all of them. Oh, sorry. This one, deselect, move it inside, move it inside. Similarly, align them nicely, clean. So you'll have this separate pinch. And this also. Select this and this together and push it inside.
So for gaming also we need high poly models.
Yes, in that case, I'll use this technique and create a high poly. This will be my high poly. So I'll need to apply one more turbo. And now if I apply turbo, you can see all the corners edges will become bit smooth and soft. And my mesh looks nice, clean, and really soft. But this will be my high poly. But for low poly, I showed you the production pipeline now. Now, if I want to create this same model for gaming, so what I'll do, I'll just duplicate the same model. Just give me a second. I'll duplicate the same model, copy. And from this model, I will delete this turbo, this edit, this turbo. And what I'll do is, you can see in my this volume, all these edges and angles are visible, right? So this will be my game model like this. Low poly, yes. Max to max, if I want to make it little smoother, max to max, what I can do, select this edge, chamfer, and chamfer it little nicely, make it little soft. Like
So
little,
so the difference is in film and production we need a high poly, and for gaming like we can keep it as some edgy kind of
yes.
thing.
Like because like production, it should look photorealistic. Photorealistic, or it should be super smooth. You cannot see any edgy until and unless the model itself is edgy. Like the design is edgy and angular. It should look
Okay.
full super smooth. But for gaming, we match the volume. We just match the volume and keep it really low. And now to optimize, because I can see all these in between lines are not required. So what we do in gaming, we optimize them. Like this one, this one, this one, and this one. Collapse. Collapse. Because all these things are not required. But if I want, I can remove this also. Okay, if I remove this, it will create problem. Okay. Select this, and this one. Click on, where is my ring, and collapse. So I have reduced a lot of polygons here. So for gaming, your model should be highly optimized. All these angles, all these things extra, not required. Not required. Only three edges for beveling is more than enough. If I keeping these two, I have to remove this one then. Make it really smooth. And now from top view, I can say it looks little angular. Why it looks angular? There's something I missed. Okay. This thing. This I'll symmetry is the most symmetry the model and fix it because it happened here also. Yes. So gaming, it should be like volume wise, it should be same. and from a distance, it should look similar model. If you see from a distance, if I apply, select this element wise, select this one and clear all, auto smooth. So from a distance, it will look kind of same, but auto smooth doesn't work, not working perfectly on this. So element only one, then I'll select all those in between polygons, separate them, Q, and this time press 2. Oh, 2 separated.
So my question is, so
Yes, tell me, tell me.
so actually, like in game, they want to reduce the file size. Like they want to keep the game size as low. That's why they use this kind of low poly thing. Is that the thing, or like
Yes, yes,
is there
yes,
any
yes.
special rule
No,
for that?
in actual reason is in game there is no rendering. We don't render anything. It's all real time. So it's everything is processed in real time. So if your models are super heavy, rendering will become visual, like, because every frame is rendering in real time. So it will become very heavy. So it won't be able to render every frame, and it will create problem, and file will crash, game will crash, and players won't be able to play it. So we have to keep everything highly optimized as much as possible. So that's why we do it.
Okay.
And now let me play a symmetry now. Symmetry. Okay, not y direction, no flip, z direction. Yeah, correct. So now you can see, like from a okay, there is a little issue. I accidentally selected a polygon here. This one, it should have one smoothing. Yeah, now it's fine. So from a distance, you can see from a distance, it will look same only, right? Slightly I can see little angular here. It's really smooth and clean. So that's fine, but because it's giving me the illusion of the volume and everything. So gaming is all about creating illusion. Like it's a low poly model, but I'll create a nice detailed texture and normal map other stuff, so it will look like a high poly model. So it's all about creating illusion. So, but in production, we render each and every frame. Like we render out the color pass, we render out, it's everything is passes. So we render all the passes and composite separately in a separate software. And then we re-render the composition, the compositing post process the entire scene, and that will be my final output. But in gaming, whatever I'm creating here, this is my final output.
Sir, this
Okay.
is similar to level of detail, right, sir?
Hello? Yes, tell me.
Sir, this is similar to the level of detail, right?
LOD is like say exactly what that's what like LOD, like gaming, we create level LODs, level of detail, where like suppose you have a really close up shot. For that we create a mid poly model. Like mid poly model will be like somewhere, like select this, I can apply a turbo on this and hold the shapes. So this can be my mid poly. So this from distance, you see it looks exactly the same. There is no difference. The shading, you can see the reflection and everything will be exactly the same. High quality perspective. So shading and everything will be exactly the same. There will be no difference at all. We create shadow. So that's then if you have a close-up shot, we create a like mid poly. Then gradually you move from far from the camera. So we optimize the model. So we make it really low poly. Like if it's like suppose like this close, like if it's like this close, I'll keep it with this. If it goes like somewhere here or maybe here, I'll switch off this. Then if it goes beyond this also, like maybe this much, so what I'll do, I'll delete all this triangle also, this thing also. It's not required, it's not visible. So I'll remove this. So I'll make sure like reduce the polygons, keep it really angular. I can reduce this one, delete this loop completely, and delete this bevel.